Hello and welcome to Sonyabeonit channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a chicken sausage with spinach Alfredo using only a few other simple ingredients. With that in mind, let's get started. Okay, here are the ingredients you will need in order to make this very delicious chicken sausage spinach Alfredo. You're going to need the spinach cheese stuffed sausage of your choice. I bought this from Sam's. It actually come in a 3-pack. I've already cooked 1 pack, so I have 2 packs left that I'm going to use for this meal. You're going to need some fresh spinach leaves or spinach leaf. For our dry season, we're going to use onion powder, oregano leaves, basil leaves, garlic powder, and black pepper. The type of noodles we're going to use tonight is going to be the fettuccine noodles. You pretty much can use any brand of noodle you want in any type, but I chose to use this for our meal. And the sauce that we're going to use, the Alfredo sauce, we're going to use the petroli Alfredo sauce. And to coat our pan, in order to saute the chicken sausage and the spinach, we're going to use a tablespoon of almond oil. This is very healthy opposed to using any margarine, vegetable oil, or anything else. This is very healthy. It has a lot of omega in it and some other things that's beneficial for the body. So this is real good to use. First thing we're going to do, we're going to open the package and begin to cut the sausage. I want to show you how I'm going to cut it, how I'm going to slice it. And also we're going to go ahead and rinse the spinach leaf off. So stay tuned. Okay, there is really no special way of cutting it. You cut your meat accordingly to how you want to cut it. But I would place this on a chopping board or a plate of something such as what I have now, a plate, and just go straight down. Can you see that sauce, that spinach inside of that? But we're going to add additional leaves to this. This is good. Or you can go long ways if you want to go. And you don't want to cut it too thin. Look at the different seasoning inside of that meat. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and continue this, and we're going to come back and we're going to begin to saute the chicken sausage using in the almond oil as well as the spinach. Okay, I have the water boiling for the fettuccine noodles. I've been boiling this now for about 10 minutes. You want to make sure that your water comes to a boil before applying your noodles, because you take a chance of the noodles sticking and you don't want that to happen. Now, I talked about the almond oil. I'm going to use a teaspoon of this inside of my water to lubricate, to break the water up and I guess loosen the noodles so they won't stick as well. Now, one thing I failed to mention about this almond oil, if you have any type of allergic reaction to nuts, I would not recommend that you use the almond oil, but I would recommend that you only use a teaspoon or tablespoon of margarine. So, but this is really good. I want you to go online and check this out. Go on to this brand. It's called International Collection Almond Oil. It's a sweet almond oil, and I use this for a lot of different things. I bought this from Target. So let's go ahead and open this. Put a probably about a teaspoon inside of the pot, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply my noodles. Let me open this. Just going to use a capful. That's enough. Now with this type of noodle, it's a thicker noodle. It's a little bit thicker. So what I want to do, I'm not going to break the noodles in half. I'm just going to apply the noodles to the boiling water. So this noodle is going to take a little bit longer to cook. And what's going to happen? The water is going to break it down. It's going to go. It's going to fall lower into the water and cook, but it's going to take just a little bit longer to cook. So let's move over to the skillet where we're going to begin to saute the chicken sausage, and we're going to saute the spinach leaves. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and place 1 capful, which is like a teaspoon of this almond oil inside the skillet. If you can't use the almond oil, like I stated, you can use a little margarine or just a little vegetable oil, but I would prefer you use the margarine over the vegetable oil. We're going to make sure that pan is nicely coated. We're going to bring our heat up to a temperature of between a 5 and a 6 on a gas setting. So that's almost like a medium high. We're going to let that heat up a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at the noodles. We talked about the noodles will break up and begin to fall in the pot. As you can see, it's doing exactly that. And what I want to do is take a fork, spoon, or a pair of tongs, and we're going to loosen that up some. It's not going to stick because we've coated the water with some almond oil, or possibly in your case, you're going to use some margarine. And that's going to come to a boil once again. See, can I zoom in so you can see it a little bit better? It's not boiling right now, but the water is hot enough to accommodate the noodles where it still is not going to stick, and it's going to begin to come to a boil. As you can see, it's trying to do that now. Let's go back over and focus on our skillet for our chicken sausage, because we're going to start sauteing that right now. What you want to do is take a couple of pieces, or you can use your hand, or you can just a lot now. We're going to let that cook for about a good 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and saute this for a good 10 minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, that looks pretty good. That's been cooking for about 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and remove that from the owl, and then we're going to go ahead and saute our spinach. Okay, we have removed our chicken spinach sausage from the skillet. The next thing we want to go ahead and put in this place in the skillet is the spinach leaves that has been cleaned. You want to put the whole entire spinach leaf in there. You don't want to cut it up or do anything. And this only takes 1 minute. That's all you need. Because what's going to happen is, once you apply the sauce to it, you want to put a whole bag of spinach leaves, or according to how much you want to eat or how much you're cooking. This is a very simple recipe, very fast recipe. I think the most it's going to take you is 30 minutes. And the reason it's going to take 30 minutes is because we have to allow those noodles to cook. But we're only going to saute this for about 1 minute, and that's it. Now, when it comes to our dry season, let's go ahead and add that to the leaves, because that is why I say it's only going to take a minute, because we're going to add all the dry season to it, and it's going to break the leaves down even further. And what you want to do, I'm not going to do any measuring, but as I stated, when you're measuring at home to put your dry season in, you're going to use 1 teaspoon. You're going to use this. But I've been cooking for a while, a long time, so I pretty much know how much to put in. Use some oregano. Use some basil leaves. Just a hint of garlic, because it can be overpowering. And a little black pepper. Now I should say this, I'm sorry. With the black pepper, only use 1/4. With the black pepper, only use 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. As you can see, it's beginning to break down. We didn't want to use a whole lot of different seasoning, and the reason is because that chicken sausage has a lot of herbs and spices and sauces, dry seasoning in it. That's it. We're going to go ahead and remove that from the owl. That is ready because, as you can see, it's breaking down, and you don't want it to be mushy or, I want to say, like pureed spinach. You want it to have a texture to it. So that is our spinach. We're going to go ahead and remove that, and we're going to place our sausage back into the skillet and add our petroli Alfredo sauce. Okay, I've added 1 can of the Alfredo sauce to the skillet. I'm going to add 2 because I'm cooking fairly a lot of food. If you're only using 1 pack of sausage, you only need would need 1 can of this, or 1 jar of this. But I'm going to use 2, and what I've done is pour the original sauce inside the skillet. I'm going to use 1/3 cup of water inside of this to add to it, because you want it to be real creamy. I'm going to go ahead and open the second jar, apply it to the skillet, and this time I'm not going to add any water to it. You want it to be creamy, but you do not want it to taste like it has a lot of water in it. You're going to go ahead and blend that water with that sauce. Now, say for instance you forgot to add your dry spices to your leaves, you could just as well add it to the sauce. So just don't be alarmed. If you feel more comfortable adding it to the sauce, that's fine. I could have done that as well. We're going to allow that to come to a boil for about 2 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and add that chicken spinach sausage. Okay, our sauce has begun to boil or bubble, so that's a good indication to go ahead and add our chicken spinach sausage to it. We're going to let this marinate inside the sauce. Probably for about another 5 minutes. We're going to add the leaves, but we're going to add the spinach leaves last because we're waiting on our noodles to cook. And if I add that spinach leaf, the leaves right now, it's really going to overcook it, and I don't want it to do that. So we're going to let that saute and marinate inside of this Alfredo sauce for about a good 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and drain our noodles, plate it, and I will show you the final product. Stay tuned. Okay, I've already removed the noodles from the stove. I've rinsed those off. We're going to go ahead and apply that inside that sauce. I want that to marinate really good in that sauce. Let's go ahead and place some more inside of there. Oh Lord, I'm kind of losing my noodle. My hand is clean and the skillet is clean, so don't worry. Now you see why I had to use 2 jars of the Alfredo sauce, because I had a lot of noodles to prepare in this sauce. I'll let that marinate for about 2 minutes so it can get nicely coated. Add my spinach leaves to that. If you don't like spinach, you don't have to use spinach as well. Now this is like a sneaky way of getting the kids to eat vegetables. If they don't like the vegetables, hide it inside the Alfredo. We're going to go ahead and blend that a little bit, and then we're going to plate it. Mix that in very well, break those leaves up. So there you have it, a complete, delicious, yet healthy meal. You have the chicken sausage, spinach, Alfredo, and I'm going to serve this tonight with some Tuskegon bread that I picked up from Target. I'm going to make a special sauce using olive oil, oregano, basil, garlic powder. It's going to serve as a dipping sauce for the bread. Enjoy. So I hope you've enjoyed the time we've shared together in making this delicious chicken sausage spinach Alfredo. Until next time, be blessed.